who was Colonel Harland Sanders. At the age of 40, Harland Sanders was running a popular Kentucky service station that also served food, so popular, in fact, that the governor of Kentucky designated him a Kentucky Colonel. Eventually, Sanders focused on franchising his fried chicken business around the country, collecting a payment for each chicken sold. The company went on to become the world's largest fast food chicken chain, Kentucky Fried Chicken. Sanders died in Louisville, Kentucky, on December 16, 1980. Early life and career. Harland David Sanders was born on September 9, 1890, in Henryville, Indiana. After his father died when he was 6 years old, Sanders became responsible for feeding and taking care of his younger brother and sister. Beginning at an early age, he held down numerous jobs, including farmer, streetcar conductor, railroad fireman and insurance salesman. At age 40, Sanders was running a service station in Kentucky, where he would also feed hungry travelers. Sanders eventually moved his operation to a restaurant across the street and featured a fried chicken so notable that he was named a Kentucky Colonel in 1935 by Governor Ruby Laffoon. Kentucky Fried Chicken is born. In 1952, Sanders began franchising his chicken business. His first franchise sale went to Pete Harmon, who ran a restaurant in Salt Lake City where Kentucky Fried Chicken had the allure of a southern regional specialty. When a new interstate reduced traffic at Sanders' own restaurant in North Carolina, he sold the location in 1955. He then started traveling across the country, cooking batches of chicken from restaurant to restaurant, striking deals that paid him a nickel for every chicken the restaurant sold. In 1964, with more than 600 franchised outlets, he sold his interest in the company for $2 million to a group of investors. Kentucky Fried Chicken went public in 1966 and was listed on the New York Stock Exchange in 1969. More than 3,500 franchised and company-owned restaurants were in worldwide operation when Harland Incorporated acquired KFC Corporation in 1971 for $285 million. KFC became a subsidiary of R.J. Reynolds Industries Incorporated, now RJR Nabisco Incorporated, when Harland Incorporated was acquired by Reynolds in 1982. KFC was acquired in October 1986 from RJR Nabisco Incorporated by PepsiCo Incorporated, for approximately $840 million. Later years. Sanders continued to visit the KFC restaurants around the world as an ambassador spokesman in his later years. He died on December 16, 1980. At the age of 90, in Louisville, Kentucky. A lot of learned men think people really are the food they've eaten. Don't be against things so much as for things. Feed the poor and get rich, or feed the rich and get poor. Hard work beats all the tonics and vitamins in the world. I am not too proud of having my name associated with some of my restaurants. I just say the moral out of my life is don't quit at age 65, maybe your boat hasn't come in yet. Mine hadn't. I made a resolve then that I was going to amount to something if I could. And no hours, nor amount of labor, nor amount of money would deter me from giving the best that there was in me. I think a dream is just a suggestion to start something out, do something. I was 66 years old. I still had to make a living. I looked at my social security check of $105 and decided to use that to try to franchise my chicken recipe. Folks had always liked my chicken. I'm against retiring. The thing that keeps a man alive is having something to do. I'm too drunk to taste this chicken. It came to me that the one thing I could do was cook. And I figured I couldn't do any worse than the people running these places around town. I've only had two rules. Do all you can and do it the best you can. It's the only way you ever get that feeling of accomplishing something. I've read hundreds of cookbooks. For my money, they are the bird. I've read hundreds of cookbooks. Most of those cookbooks don't even tell you how to get a steak ready, how to bake biscuits or an apple pie. My life is devoted to business and supporting my family. My life isn't over and I'm not going to sit in a rocking chair and take money from the government. No hours, nor amount of labor, nor amount of money will deter me from giving the best that there was in me. One has to remember that every failure can be a stepping stone to something better. People are just like farm equipment. They rust out quicker than they wear out. Sitting in a rocker never appealed to me. Golf or fishing isn't as much fun as working. The easy way is efficacious and speedy, the hard way arduous and long. But, as the clock ticks, the easy way becomes harder and the hard way becomes easier. The food I've liked in my time is American country cookin'. The hard way builds solidly a foundation of confidence that cannot be swept away. There's no reason to be the richest man in the cemetery. You can't do any business from there. There's something inside of me that makes me want to help people, especially people who are having difficulty of some kind. To me, my recipes are priceless. Work is the basis of living. I'll never retire. A man'll rust out quicker than he'll wear out. You got to like your work. You have got to like what you are doing. You have got to be doing something worthwhile so you can like it. Because it is worthwhile, that it makes a difference, don't you see?